depending upon how you're feeling. I didn't want to pack it. There you go. It's about 1/4 cup. This is 1/4 cup of maple sugar. And I like beef fruit. Oops. Forgot where my peanut butter was. There's single individual oats. Let that for somebody else. Welcome to Omnis Eat Vegan Kitchen. My name's John, and today we're going to be making granola. Based on my mother or Nana's recipe, we start by using anywhere from 6 to 8 cups of oats. We're going to be adding, she recommends a half a cup of coconut, but I only have probably maybe a 1/4 of a cup of coconut, and I'm going to just add about a 1/4 of a cup of raisins because I want a little bit of fruit in my granola. Then a half a cup of brown sugar. I don't have quite. I have about a 1/4 of a cup of brown sugar. So to that, I'm going to be adding some pure, another 1/4 of a cup of maple sugar. Then she also recommends about a half a cup of sesame seeds or other seeds. I'm going to be combining some chia seeds and some hemp seeds, hemp hearts. Sorry, for my recipe, and about 1 cup of chopped nuts, and I'm going to be, I have whole raw almonds. I'm going to be combining these 3 things in my Ninja to sort of blend them together. And then I need 2/3 cup of oil. I'm going to be using grapeseed oil. 2/3 cup of honey. I'm going to be using bee-free honey. And then if I have any room, I'm going to stick some, probably about probably about a 1/4 cup of peanut butter in mine, and then I need 3/4 cup of hot water to make my wet ingredients mix. I'm going to start by putting my cranberries, coconut, and almonds into my Ninja. I'm going to start by putting the rest of my dry ingredients, including that, in my large bowl here. I'm going to use about 6 cups of oats. I'm using a half cup measuring, so I'm going to need 12. Oh, I need half a cup of brown sugar, and it looks like that's the stuff I only have 1/4 of a cup of. So, because I like this this organic maple sugar, I am still going to add 1/4 of a cup of this sugar too, because that's how I roll. I'm going to go ahead and add a half a cup of chia and a 1/4 of a cup of hemp. And once you get that all your dry ingredients in your bowl, you want to give it a nice stir. I have a few more craisins. I think I'm going to add them too. There was only not a lot. Try to make sure that if you did pack your brown sugar or your brown sugar has gotten into lumps, that you break that stuff up. Because it's going to be real hard once you add your liquid to break that up. And this right here at this point, it's a lot easier. You can smash it on the side of your bowl. That type of stuff. And this is what your mixed dry ingredients should look like. Hopefully you have a lot of different, mine has a lot of different colors because I used the cranberries and the nuts. You could use more nuts. It's cool. You need 2/3 a cup of oil. I'm using grapeseed. You need 2/3 cup of honey. If I don't have 2/3 cup of honey, I'm gonna substitute in some peanut butter, and probably gonna add, at least if I don't have room for, if I get 2/3 cup of my bee-free honey, I'm still gonna probably add about a 1/4 a cup of peanut butter. This this is my 1/4 measuring cup, so I'm just gonna fill this sucker up with some peanut butter. I need my 3/4 of a cup of hot water. And I actually microwaved mine to make sure that it was hot enough to get everything to blend together. And you want to stir this till you start to see everything blend together. The other thing I forgot to add is my 1 tablespoon of vanilla. Because, you know, there would be no recipes in this house that are sweet that I don't add vanilla to. And just so that you're aware, the recommended dosage of vanilla was like 2 teaspoons, so I voted for a tablespoon. Once your wet ingredients are mixed together, you pour them into your big bowl. Then you're going to stir this together. And you want everything to get moist. And pretty much what I'm looking for here is it start to form into nice little balls. Then that's when I'll know it's ready to be baked in the oven. We're going to bake this at 350 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes. This is what the granola looks like. It's got some clumpiness. It's sort of firm. It's it's definitely mixed. You just use a regular cookie tray. And it's got a lot of oil in it, so it should be okay. You want to try and make it, depends on whether you want yours clumpy or how you want it to look when it's all said and done. How you spread it around the tray and how much is going to fit on one tray. As a kid growing up, I always liked the clumpy parts. You know, I don't like to get the individual oats. That usually meant that you didn't get as much sugar. So, clumpy parts mean you got oil and honey, peanut butter in this case, which is good. That's the good parts. That's the parts you want. I'm gonna leave mine sort of like this because as it bakes, it's gonna take some of the moisture and everything out of this, and it's gonna dry up and hopefully I'll get nice, almost like a really big clumps, so that when I put it, it'll almost be like a granola bar. But if I wanted to put it in a bowl, I'll just break it up a little bit and it'll go right in. So I'm gonna bake this at 350 for 30 to 45 minutes. Welcome back, guys. My granola has been cooking for about 40 minutes. I had to stir it every 10 minutes to make sure that the sides didn't burn. So I'm gonna pull this out. And hopefully yours will look a little bit like that. Looks pretty good. We got a couple of the clumps, which is what I like as a child. I'd like to invite Neo and Nick to come over here and try this granola with me. Come over here and try this. I got spoons for everybody. Thanks. Here's a spoon. Okay. That's okay. Nick.
Got for a go. I really enjoy it. Just like the granola cereal that we had earlier this week, this really is like it, and it's really delicious. I think it's definitely better than most of the other cereals, grain granola cereals we tried. I think it's definitely a lot better than most of those. I think other than maybe the chocolate almond one, which I'm a little bit of a sucker and biased to, because I have a bit of a vegan chocolate in, this probably would outbeat the others. I'd really eat this for breakfast, and I think it'd be very delicious as more of a cereal, and maybe more of a bar type thing. Maybe like a like a Cliff Bar or Luna Bar. My score would probably give it maybe a 7 to 8 out of 10.
Okay. Nick, what did you think?
10.
You think it's a 10?
Yep.
What did you like about it?
Crunches.
Did you like the crunchy part? Alright, cool. I definitely, I probably, the only thing I would change in my recipe, I'd probably add a little bit more vanilla, and I'd add a little bit more peanut butter. That being said, I think this is perfectly, this is a perfectly good granola recipe. I think as long as you got the oats and make sure that you add that oil, you're going to end up with a really good. And the beef-free, I don't really taste the beef-free honey. I think you could do that with just maple syrup too. I think maple syrup would make this taste just as good. I'd probably give this recipe a 8 out of 10. Lord knows I've been eating it all my life. So before we go, I'd like, if you get a chance, check out our cookbook on Amazon.com. Search for good stuff you should eat. Omnis Eat Vegan. It's got a bunch of our holiday recipes in, but they're good year round. If you like this content, please click thumbs up. Subscribe to see this content come out as soon as it's available. For Omnis Eat Vegan, my name's John.
Nick.
Neil.